Hello and welcome back to another episode of Second Player Press Starts. My name is James and I'm by myself sitting in my studio, and I just finished playing a game that I wanted to talk about, and that is Crucible. It's a newly released free-to-play game by Amazon Game Studios, which is the first game that I've heard from them. I think they've developed some stuff in the past, but this is kind of the first notable one that has got my attention, at least. How do I describe Crucible? It's a team-based action shooter. It reminds me a lot of like a mishmash of a few games. One would be Overwatch. There is a selection of characters. They call them hunters, and they all have kind of unique abilities. There are about 10 in total. I've played as 4 of them, and I've still yet to find a character that I want to kind of call my own or my main. The other comparison is you could kind of draw it to MOBAs, as it kind of takes a lot of the elements of a MOBA and kind of the map design and uses that in mix with this kind of team-based action shooter. Visually, I really like the way the game has been crafted. It reminds me a lot of Avatar. It's very like foresty and lots of creatures roaming around, which is really neat. So the core of the game is you are with 3 other squad mates, and you're roaming the map, and you're against another team of 4, and you need to work together to find a hive which spawns on the map. And when you find the hive, there's a countdown timer that will spawn this creature that you need to capture its heart. And the way you do that is by defeating the creature and then going in and capturing the heart. On the surface, that seems pretty straightforward, but there are some other things to play, including this form of essence, which is basically the game's kind of currency, where you can harvest other creatures that are kind of roaming the map, and you get essence points. And there are bases on the map where if you capture those, you get essence points too. And basically all these points lead up to you leveling up your character within the match. And as your character levels up within the match, you unlock new abilities, which creates an interesting kind of dynamic, because your abilities will change throughout the match. And it gets pretty tense at the end because everybody's a lot more powerful than they were at the beginning of the game. I think it's neat. I still need to spend a bit more time into the game. I think everyone's still working through it, because obviously there's a lot of new players, and some of them are still trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in this game, because it took me a few matches to kind of figure out what was going on. But this is something I want to try and get Darren to play so we can chat a bit further and a bit more in detail. But I thought I would just record a little ditty to say that I think this game's alright, and I think it's kind of worth your time to check out, at least at this stage. My opinion may change as I play more, but for the couple of hours that I've played, I think it's worth checking out. So I think that'll wrap it up as far as my thoughts go on this game. Thank you again for listening, and I will say good night.